Hi, and we're live. Hi, everybody. Um, I thought we'd start with a Xenu Marlene this morning. I kind of need one, even though I just have tea. Going to use my cracker cup. Cheers, everybody. Xenu Marlene, everybody partake. If you have your morning donut, your afternoon scone, your tea, your coffee, water, anything stronger, go for it. Xenu Marlene. I want to have one more sip. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you, Robin. You're right with me. All right. Pearl Snappy. Cheers. Cheers, Pearl Snappy. My spirit animal, my twinning. Hello. Hi, everybody. As you may have noticed, I have some gear this morning. Thought I'd, bring out some show and tell. And I've got my Xenu mic here. And I'm just going to take this down. I miss Doug. I miss Doug. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I have a little bit of housekeeping and some mini disclaimers going. I don't know if I have a mod. Do I have a mod in here? Do I see my hubby, maybe? My hubby will be joining us in a little while. I have a few things to just looking for him. Hi, everybody. So I'm not sure if I'm one of the spokesholes, but I'm, a proud spokeshole this morning. I'm donning some special gear. I've got my BFG hoodie. Can't really tell. It's actually a nice, like hunter green, maybe hunter green. And I've got my boobs out. I got my Xenu is my homeboy. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm random. I'm not sure if I'm a spokeshole, but I'm going to speak today, and I want to get your input also. Deep breath, guys, deep breath. Hi. So I'm not very good spokeshole. I'm not good at speaking. Um, as our friend Joel McCoy would say, I'm just a hick from the sticks in the holler here. It's taken me a while to find my voice. Taking me a while. I don't want to cry already. I've been thinking a lot about Doug lately. Would love to hear his take on this. Yeah, me too. Yes. So he is one of my friends that helped me find my voice. So here it is. I'm going to use it. And name calling aside, I'm going to use it. Hi. Way to go. Never shut up. Thank you, GC. Thank you. And, it's not everybody's style. It really isn't even my style. But hubby is here, Marilyn. I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be in here. Oh, yes, I got my burnt biscuit. That's all I need. All I need is a burnt biscuit. I don't know if I have any mods. I don't have anybody starring questions. Please, if you have a question or a comment, please put it in all caps. I will try to star it. And I never, push for super chats, but they do get started automatically. But please don't spend any money that you don't have. Please, I'm gonna. Oh, someone just dropped their spatula. Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I've got new merch because I think I'm maybe in need of some new merch, guys. I ordered some of my own merch. There's a don't burn my biscuits mug, and I'm not plugging for people to buy them. I just kind of make them for myself and Kelly, and we just laugh about it. But if anybody wants it, it's there in my merch shop. I have don't burn my biscuits, and I dropped my spatula, and there's a little star at the U. So yeah, I think I'll still be able to use it on the streams. Yeah, laughter sometimes is the best medicine. And that's how one of the ways I've healed. Sorry, I'm just getting tissues out. There we go. Whoa. Um, just in case, because you guys know me. You guys know me, especially if I start talking about second gens, which I probably will. Yeah, so laughter is the best medicine, and for me, anyways. And I started making funny stuff about Scientology because nobody knows what Door of Hope is. And I started by making this guy, and not this guy, but the outfit, different outfits, a Duke of Chug, I think my friend Poet is in here. He had the amazing idea of doing a what do we call it? Jedi robes? Yeah. And I've made theta potatoes. I've made body thetans. I sent those to Mark Headley. I only made one of a kind. I made a one of a kind um, Claire Bear, and I sent that to Claire. She did donate $50 to Aftermath Foundation for the doll, which was great. Um, and if we want to, start going tit for tat, I guess as they say, old fashioned, talking about tits, somebody named Liz Gale was accidentally misspoke, and we had fun with that yesterday. But we want to go tit for tat. I could sit here and say, of all the, hundreds of dollars I spent, all the hundreds of hours, all the hundreds of dollars in super chats and donations and merch and this and that, blah blah blah, and I'm so great. I'm so great. Um, what I'm concerned with is today. What I'm concerned with is today. Um, I do want to play some. I do want to play some clips. Okay. And after you see these clips, if you think anybody thinks that these people are quote spokesholes, um, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. I think maybe whoever the spokesholes are, maybe they should be named because, you know, it's hard to. I mean, I name names here, and I think it kind of takes a little bit of balls to name names. Not easy for me. It's not easy for me. But Mark Headley, maybe you should, stop hiding in Discord and stop hiding behind your keyboard and stop hiding behind your community page and come on here and go live and let us talk about it. Anybody, any of the creators, preferably one of the second gens, preferably one of the ones that you have shut down. No one is trying to take you out. We're just asking questions. Just asking questions. That's all. You might call me random, but there are a lot of people that have been very, very, very supportive. Yes, he is. Yes. And someone was, and I have a screenshot of it. Someone was accusing Aaron of exploiting Jenna Miscavige because she came to visit she came to support her fellow survivors. And there was a lot of about, oh, he's exploiting her, da, da, da. And Mark Headley, and you can see it, he commented on the exploitation comment and said, if you only knew. Okay, tell us. If we only knew, okay, we don't know. We don't know. You know, maybe you should have some courage and actually talk about it, you know? So that's what I think about that. That's what I think about that. I'm just going to go up and star some things. If anybody has a question or a comment, I will star it. Rodney needs a spatula. All right. I don't see any yet, but I'm just scanning for the word comment or question, guys. Okay. And now I'm going to go into the start. I've got 2 starred. Oh, Liz Ferris. Hi, sweetheart. Breathe. You're amazing. Love you. I love you too, honey. I really, really do. Thank you so much for the super chat. You don't have to spend your money on me. I love you. Thank you so much. Rocking it out. Kim. Hi, friend. Hello, Kim. Kim D. Identify how you choose. I am SBTV because it is educational, fun, and inspiring. Rock it out for life. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim. All right. All right. I am seeing a couple little comments that I comment. We need Rodney's spatula, Stace Feria. Jeez, that would require wire. I can do it, but you can crochet anything. I'm a firm believer that you can crochet anything. It is hard to crochet things that are like this has a like a what is that called? Part of a like a dowel rod, but it's a tiny one. I think this is actually a either a skewer that you do like shish kebabs on, or sometimes I use a what is that called? That you eat Chinese food with chopsticks. Yeah, you can cut off a chopstick and use that. But yeah, this has around 30, maybe 27 to 30 little pieces that I sewed. I made about 50 of these. I gave many of them away to different creators. Um, but I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging about all the, all the things I've done. Um, yeah, my goal is to be a nerd. That's cute. That's cute. So I want to play some clips and I'm going to breathe. Thank you, Liz, for reminding me to breathe. Thank you. Okay. Maybe the easiest thing I can do first is now why go with easy? Okay. I did post some in the description of this video. I did post some links and some timestamps for you to check out later if you want. And I am going to play those, but I wanted to, for reference, actually put them in the comments. Trisha, you crochet too? My pit bull wears PJs. I love it. Do you crochet PJs for your pit bull? Love that. Okay. So the first clip I want to play. Share screen. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, guys. Okay. All right. And I've got timestamps. See if I'm on the right one. Sorry, guys. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Almost there. Sorry. Here we go.
Miriam and I were working together on this. Certain stuff started coming out where she's trying to work with Mike Rinder in order to get some stuff that she needs. She started running into some problems, and I'm not going to get into the details about what those were. She then started to confide in me about what those problems were. I tried to help her navigate that, and at a certain point it got to the point where she was not able to get the results that she was hoping for from both Mike Rinder, and also she was trying to work with the Aftermath Foundation. She was kind of being shut out by them. As some of you have indicated, I had a relationship with the Aftermath Foundation. They helped me get my mother out of there financially. They were the provider of a lot of goodwill that was provided by donors. They're the custodians of goodwill in a way that is supposed to be then shared with people that need it. And that is a good mission that has to exist. So I had a dialogue, and Claire was part of my speed dial, in that way. After all the stuff after Thanksgiving, everything got weird, and with all these relationships between these different creators. I worked with Aaron, I worked with Claire, and everything has been getting awkward. I'm just going to be honest about that. But when I'm working with Miriam, somebody that I very much respect, this person should be a shell of a person, and she is a formidable woman. She does not put up with anything. And if I had been through the amount of trauma she's been through, I wouldn't be nearly as functional as I am today. I respect her very, very much.
Can everyone hear this? I just want to make sure before I keep going. You never can hear it. Okay. It looks like you can. Just a little while, maybe another minute or two, guys.
When she was sharing all this with me, I tried to help her bring this to the Aftermath Foundation president, Claire, hey, something's going on. I'd like you guys to address this. This was on the 21st, about 10 days ago. And I sent an email, and as a result, they've stopped emailing me. I tried to provide a dialogue and an opportunity for both Miriam and Claire to talk, and then also hopefully, have worked through whatever's going on with Mike Rinder. And I feel like that effort failed. The only reason I'm bringing that up is I don't want people to see Miriam coming out and saying something as impulsive, and it's not like she's tried other means. She's been communicating at a certain point. They didn't like what she was saying. And I believe that if a person is a survivor of the worst possible SA like she has, there needs to be some time and effort put into making sure that she gets exactly what she needs. And unfortunately, that did not happen in my view. So when I tried to advocate for her, I now feel like I'm on the blacklisted list. And it's not something that I wanted. I was trying to defuse something that I thought was not going in a positive direction. I don't want to talk about the content because it's not my content to talk about. Miriam is going to say it way better than I ever will. But I just want everyone to know that I support Miriam. I support survivors. I think that the letter that was sent from the attorney on behalf of the Aftermath Foundation to down the rabbit hole it was despicable. It was shameful to watch, and it made me mad. Like, people have got to do better than that. I'm not trying to tout either. The best thing people can do if they have a situation where there is some sort of disagreement is try to talk through it. Try to be willing to listen to the other person and have some inward focus and humility about how you might have done something wrong. Somehow that process failed, and I don't think it was Miriam that was failing at that process. So that's my opinion about it.
Okay. I will just want to. Oh, please stand by for a sip of water. Okay. I just want to back it up to another timestamp I meant to play first, and um, this whole response from Mike Brown was in answer to a super chat that he got at the end of his stream last night, where he was playing a video from his mom and commenting on that. And there was a comment slash question, pretty much comment about Osa, about everyone getting along. I've done it many times, so I think that it's definitely worth backing it up and seeing what Mike's response is to it. And I want to speak to that as well. So let me make sure I can find the timestamp. One sec, guys. All right. I think I got, all right. I don't know how the other creators, I don't know how like Aaron and people do this. There we go. I think I got it. All right, here we go.
Does it matter to you, not to me? You're a hero in many ways. Respect. What would you ask? Can SBTV stand point, please? OSA want to break it up. That's their purpose. Okay, some thoughts on this. There is right now some infighting, some differences in opinion. You're always going to have that with people, and I agree with you. The focus on the work is very, very important. But we were never allowed to have disagreements, and you would never be allowed to have varying opinions in Scientology. It's not allowed. Whatever says goes, and the organization controls your behavior with respect to what you're supposed to do, and it has to go in this one direction and on these lines. And you can never have nuanced discussion or.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hardly a random spokeshole, right, guys? He has speaks with a lot of authority. Mike Brown is highly respected by me and many others, and I don't think he's a drama queen or anything like that. He doesn't seem like he's enjoying talking about it, but um, several points that he made, I won't go into all of them, but what I just played, that was definitely my experience in Door of Hope, in my cult. Definitely not okay to ever ask questions, to ever, question or criticize the powers that be in my cult, which meant Marlene Sweeney and the elders. And one thing that she would do is use emotional manipulation and turning things back on you and reminding you of all the amazing things that she had done in the past. You know, I threw you a baby shower. I've prayed for you for many years. I have been your Bible teacher. I have been like a mother to you. I've done this, I've done that. I've done this, I've done that. You know? Um but does that make it okay for her to cast demons out of my kid? Does that make it okay for her not to let me ask questions? Does that make it okay? No, it doesn't. And one thing that Mike said, I didn't want to play the entire thing, but one thing paraphrasing that Mike said was that talking about this is part of talking about Scientology, talking about exposing Scientology. We are seeing a lot of Scientological behavior. We are seeing some culty behavior, you know? So that is part of exposing it, unfortunately. And I don't answer to anyone. I don't answer to Aaron. I don't answer to anyone. Anyone all across the board, any ex-Scientologist could start a campaign to get me you know, taken down or taken out. Is that what he's Marlene used to do that too. She'd be, I can't really even say this, but she'd be like this. She's like, what do you want? My life's blood? You want my life's blood? She would throw herself, she would just go nuts if you asked one little thing. You know, I've given my life's blood for you. I've done this. I've done that. Poor me. Poor me. It doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And excuse me. Um, I might be over emotional, but that's why I'm playing some clips from some people that have authority to speak on this, that have experience, that aren't random people that have been in this as long as other people that are honking their own horn, you know, and not wanting to answer any questions. So we've got next. All right, guys, I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. Sorry for the silence. I will get to the comments soon, guys. Sorry about that. We've got these amazing ladies, Cassie Marie and Liz Gale. And if anyone has a right to speak to this, is Liz Gale. Liz effing Gale, aka Boots. Boots. Okay, we just want to make sure I have the right timestamp, guys. Again, bear with me, please. Okay. I think I got it.
Um, I actually want to be very clear that I have not had personal issues with Mike Rinder. He actually had supported me from early on before I even went on that show. He published some stuff on his blog that I had written. He maintained my anonymity. And so the sadness in this and the sadness that you mentioned earlier, Cassie Marie, is very real. I know that I can be up here and be like, do this and do that and don't talk to my friends this way. But if the goal is to end Scientology, then this is not accomplishing the goal in fighting or treating others like this. It actually, the only way that this can help now is to become a highlight of a cautionary tale. If things keep going, like if more letters like this come out and there's more of these name calling, it does become a cautionary tale as to like, wow, you could possibly leave Scientology. You could even get on a board, and will Scientology ever get out of you? Will it ever leave us? I don't know.
I think she said it very well. I think she said it very well. And I think I might have somebody starting comments for me. Thank you. I don't know if this person wants me to name drop them, but I see somebody in my backstage. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. What can I add to that? Nothing, except to say that's not a random spokeshole. And she said some nice things about Mike. She said some nice things about Mike. And I know right now, we're talking a lot about Mark's response, but because he's speaking, well, we got this letter, and I do want to put that up too. Let me do that now, and then I have one more clip for you. Okay. And Liz Gale is in the chat. Hi, Liz. You did fantastic yesterday. I'm very, very proud of you. Liz also wrote a community post last night on her channel saying that she was a little nervous because now that she, spoke out and said what she said yesterday, she was a little nervous that she might be refused, or actually, I don't want to speak for her. Just read the post. It had to do with her son's scholarship. So if that falls through, I will do my best. I will give as much as I can, and I know that we can fundraise. We can fundraise it. So, okay. I'm just starting a couple things here. Oh, we got some things started. Thanks, sweetheart. You know who you are in the backstage. I see a little avatar with pink hair flowing. There's a little clue. All right. What in the hell was I doing, guys? Next. I am going to invite my hubby in here at one point, and he's got notes. He's definitely my smarter half. He's my more steady half, my even half, my better looking half, everything. So when I get through this, when I stumble through this, then I'll bring out the big guns, the smart guns. So, okay, everybody, chill out in the chat, guys. Chill out in the chat. I don't think I have a mod on that I know. So, please, because I only have 2 options from here. So let's do it. Yes, Liz Gale is fantastic. Yes. Yeah. I like toxic thing. I just clicked on that kind of accidentally, guys. But all right, next thing. And if you haven't noticed already, I really am not qualified to do this. I am not a journalist. I'm not an expert. I'm not. I'm just here. I'm just here because I care. And maybe I am a random spokeshole, but the spokeshole's here, and I'll show you something else here. Okay. Let me just make sure it's all right. So this is in response to, I believe it was, things are meshing together so much stuff here, guys. But I believe it was in response to one of Mark Headley's posts. And a commenter said, "Good idea to put your thoughts out and stand behind them. At least you didn't answer with an insulting letter from a lawyer that represents your nonprofit. That would have been weird and definitely raised some eyebrows." And Blown for Good says, "We were asked silly questions by a rabbit. How can anyone take any of this nonsense seriously? A rabbit wrote us a letter. Look at the letter. It was addressed to Alex the rabbit. You can't mix this stuff up. Next, we will be required to answer to lizard people, the lizard people." And I happen to know a certain fabulous, magnificent, beautiful creator that has done some lizard makeup on her channel. I'm not sure if it's still up, but maybe somebody should dust that off. I think that would be fantabulous. Yeah. So more with the name calling and the excuse me. I'm going to say something. I don't know if Duncan planned on saying this, but he said something to me many times in our marriage, 27 years almost, that the key to a good relationship is to one of them, or I should say, the sign of the breakdown of a relationship is a little word called contempt, right? If you have contempt for someone, you just have a really shitty attitude towards them. Yeah, off with your head. It's like if you get to where you're even in a marriage and just being like, you just can't stand to be around the person anymore, right? Or you're just criticizing everything they're doing and you want to call them names and you just want to do low blows, pot shots, and you just holding them in contempt and you're just thumbing your nose down at them, down at them, right? That's contempt. I'm feeling so much contempt from Mike Rinder, keyboard warriors, from the Aftermath board's lawyer, fleas, dogs lying down, rising up with fleas. Um, you know, uh, spokesholes. That's contempt, guys. That's contempt. You know, um, I'm not going to show contempt that. Well, maybe I already have. Some anger and some hurt, some frustration and some hurt. You know, Janet. Yeah, you're right. The letter was addressed to Mike Rinder, not Mark Headley. Because, and I'm trying to be fair here, guys. Like I said yesterday, I don't know shit about nothing, hardly at all, but I do know a little bit about nonprofits. And if a letter is written to a board member and mentions the nonprofit, that does open the door for the nonprofit to respond. And another thing about this random spokeshole thing is that, and I do want to bring up the thing about Liz Gale's post about the scholarship for her son, is that these funds were given as a result of a public appeal for funds, which makes everyone that gave no strings attached, except that they really want those funds to go to helping people leave Scientology. Okay. So if we want to keep our eye on the prize, is this guy being paid? I don't know. There's another question. Another question I have. Is this guy being paid to defend this action? I don't know. I don't know. Is that where your money went? Is that where it's going to? I don't know. So I do have some questions, Bone for Good. I do have some questions about that. Where's the money going? And if and this is another thing too. And again, another question. That now that they're scrambling to help people, some of which they've denied before the Aftermath board. I don't have a problem with the Aftermath Foundation itself. That's lovely. I think it's wonderful. It's an entity. I can separate the two because the Aftermath Foundation will keep going no matter who is on the board, right? But as far as this thing of now they're allocating funds, I don't know. I'm just wondering. Maybe some of you know if you have gotten funds, are you required to sign some type of NDA? Non-disclosure. Are you required to sign and say you're not able to criticize anyone on the board, anyone against, that's speaking out against Scientology, like that code of conduct thing that the board had, with each other. I'm just wondering. Amy Lee's SP would like to sign a billion-year contract for the flea circus. Dun, 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 dun. You gotta laugh, guys. I mean, it may seem like I'm showing contempt. It may seem, maybe I am. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. So, I have one more clip, and then I want to bring in the rational dude in the next room. Let's see where it is. Another random blowhole. Blowhole. A random spokeshole. Oh, I gotta compose myself. Okay, let's do this. Again, you can see my concentration face. Where is it? Here it is. And I believe I might be on the correct. Okay. So this is on Growing Up in Scientology's channel. I'm going to play a clip of what Sterling has to say about this letter that I assume we've all read by now. So Sterling Thompkins, folks, here he is.
Or or anyone advocating for Miriam could be. I'm going to go off if I have to comment on that last paragraph. I can't. It's beyond me to even understand how any human being could make reference to Miriam or even Alex, who's advocating for Miriam, and make that sort of statement. To me, again, I don't know all the insides and outs, all the details. I haven't seen everything, but I don't need to see anything but that response and go, what the, like, how is that possible? Yeah, again, and I don't want to take away from any future videos are coming in, and I'm sure I'll end up commenting on it several times, but there's a little bit of a fire inside on that. I don't hate anyone in this particular field or on SPTV. I don't like to hold hate in my heart, but this one gets me fired up because I can't understand a response, especially to a victim. I don't. I wish there was words to explain it better. I can't. So, yeah.
And
Okay. There you have it. There you have it. I could keep going. I could share clips from Nora, from Serge, Delmar, from I think Natalie spoke on it. But I think you're getting the idea. Just to write people off as random spokesholes. If anyone is a spokeshole, probably me, because I'm a never-in. And I haven't been doing this for 25 years. I'm sorry. But I do know a little bit about cults, and I do know a little bit about cult behavior. And so, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gotten so emotionally invested. I do feel hurt. I have, done 3 stints of sitting up all night, 10-hour nights for things. Hi, Pearl Snappy. I love you. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I want to go through some comments, and please send some love to geez, who do I everybody, all the second gens, Liz Gale, who's in the chat, Kelly Copter, who's backstage. Thank you, Cal. Another random blowhole, my friend Pearl Snappy, who's not a second gen, but she's a warrior. And everybody that wants justice. Spokeshole for life. I'm a blowhole. You're a spokeshole. Oh, Feral Cheryl. Holy shit. Wait, Pearl Snappy. Where's Feral Cheryl? Yes. Oh, you're going to send me a pic? Okay. Whoa, is it PG? Yes, Feral Cheryl is a spokeshole. Stephen Britton, no, I won't. I hear you. It's okay. Kleenex time almost. Yes. All right. Before I have my husband in, I want to go through some of the comments. Okay. Tina in the last 20. Scientology is not the only cult on the face of the earth band together against cults. Yes, I hate cults. Yeah. I want a t-shirt that says I hate cults. Yeah. Cats, bats, and flowers. Liars are often offended by the truth. Lies by omission are still lies. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Have a glass of wine. Yeah, I might need a glass of wine. And smoke on me. Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those too. I'm trying to quit, but oh my god, you're killing me. Robin Miners, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all of the comments. Please put right now I got 40 starts, so we'll try to get as many as we can. But yeah, the super chats are automatically starred. But like I said, don't spend money you don't have, please. Rob, and you can always email me at coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. You can leave. Rocky's crying. He must be alone when they get separated. He cries. And yeah, you can always leave comments. I do read all the comments after the video. Robin Miners, thank you for all you do, Marilyn. I love your voice. It calms me. Thank you so much. You are the mom we all wanted. I was talking to my kids about that last night. You know, I don't know. I just told them, guys, like, I know I wasn't a great mom sometimes, but I do love you guys. And I said, I've got all these kids on the internet too. And they were like, Mom, we'll share you. It's okay. It's okay. You know, that I have a big heart and I can love a lot of people at once. And we all can. We all have it in us. Yeah. Oh jeez. Sorry guys. Oh, all right. All right. Jen Nelson. Good morning, sweetie. Please never shut up. Yes, all of you, never shut up. Never shut up. Mena, Mike Brown showed the execs up because he has taken responsibility and faced Lara. Yes, we all love and respect him for it. Oh, I've got a emotional support baby. Hi.
Hello.
Say hi.
Yeah, just to cheer Marilyn up a little
He went
bit.
to the groomer yesterday and he's
Yeah.
so fluffy.
Yeah, it's
Thank
fluffy and
you.
clean.
That does cheer me up. I
All right.
love you. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, sister.
Yes.
Kiss it today. You sniffing my ear?
All right.
That's Apollo.
When it's time, let me know.
Yes, we all love and respect him for it. Yes, we do. Kim Roy, Mark's posting sounds like pre-damage control prior to Miriam/Rabbit's interview. Yeah, if he wants to discredit Rabbit, who you know, has her own story, she has credibility. Just because she doesn't want to put her last name out there because of some crazies, you know, I respect that. And I don't know. I tell you. Oneida, comment, this is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Mike Render, fearing being held accountable, refusing to assist, will force her to name as defendants for discovery. Not a lawyer, but I'm a paralegal. Yeah, you could be right. I don't even know. I mean, Mark said that they've told everything there is to tell to the FBI. I don't know, and I have not honestly been one of the ones that have said, you know, that Mike or Mark or anybody is hiding anything, because I don't know. I don't know specifically what they might be hiding. All I know is that people that have information, that have been in this space for many years, including Doug Scott Kramer, told me Mike's hiding stuff. All right, and I guess I shouldn't speak for Doug, but he has said things on his streams publicly, so I'm not telling tales out of school. Just watch Doug's streams. He called a lot of this stuff out a long time ago. So Teen on the last 20, treating Marilyn like a clout chaser is unacceptable. Marilyn is a survivor of cult abuse. Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. The word clout just makes me laugh now because I don't know, it just overused so much. Like, I smile when people talk about OSA because it's like OSA's like become like a I don't know, like a thought-stopping cliche or some kind of like passe, like I don't know. It's like instead of OSA, I call him like the boogeyman. The boogeyman's gonna get you. The boogeyman's listening. You who's afraid of the boogeyman? The boogeyman OSA is bunch of older guys that are just looking at stuff, and I don't know. They're not like big scary. I don't know, guys. It's just bring it on. Whatever. I don't think OSA really cares about me at all. Rem Arts. Hi there. I think they have blinders on when it comes to Aaron, and anyone around him are automatically thought of as against him. Yeah, what does that sound like? I think you're right. This black and white, all or nothing, us against them. And they could turn around and say we're saying us against them. No, we're just asking questions. Even now, I mean, I don't hate them. I'm not, I feel bad. I was a big supporter. I was in their little, cult or whatever. Like, I mean, not like a destructive cult. Some cults can just be like cult followings, like a cult classic, like a movie. Yeah, I don't think I'm a random person. Okay, Buffy Summers. I read Mark's post. He does doesn't know Rabbit and hasn't bothered to reach out to her or talk to her or even Miriam. Like, I'm not an expert. I never grew up in a cult, but I've never been in a cult. Part 2. Praise God for that. Yep. But isn't the Aftermath Foundation supposed to help people? Last I checked, that's what they do. But again, I'm not an expert. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, the answer, the response to Rabbit's email, which I guess Aaron said that those 16 questions actually came from Miriam and she passed it on to them. We don't know yet what the questions were. We are yet to hear. We will be hearing from Miriam hopefully today, I think, maybe. And I hope everybody tunes in and listens and gives her support, because that can't be easy. Definitely can't be easy. But yeah, just to disregard what she has to say and ignore her. And I do believe all the voices that actually have been in this and know Miriam, like Mike Brown, bam. That's, yeah. If you can't ask questions, right, Sophia? Something's way off. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mrs. Massey. Hi, Mrs. Massey. Marilyn, I may be a little behind. If you have to throw what you have done for people to their face, then you're not doing it out of the kindness of your heart. It was a business transaction. Yeah. Yeah. And, even in relationships, like with my kids, like, I sometimes would be like, if there's like, Mom, that hurt my feelings, or why did you do that? And be like, why are you criticizing me? You came from my uterus. I bore you. I clothed you and fed you and did this for you and that for you and that for you. And you dare to criticize me? Well, yeah. I mean, they're people, and if they have a question about something you're doing, stop and own it. It's not that they are trying to take you down or take you out or hate you. It's like, Mom, you're a little out of control there. I know. I know it can be. And if you care, you'll listen. And all these keyboard warriors, I want to keep on saying blowhole, Spokesholes and Fleas are people that supported you and cared. You don't have to believe that, Mark, Mike, and Claire. You don't have to believe that. But from the bottom of my heart, it's true. I can say that thousands of people, what is it, 6,000 or 8,000 people at one, at this point, I don't know how many people unsubscribed, including me. I'll own it. It took me a long time, but recently I finally did. I was waiting and waiting and waiting and hoping and hoping. Sometimes just a little olive branch, like, I see you, I hear you. Anything, nothing, more insults, more name calling. Really? That's just, it's sad. It's really pathetic and sad. Auntie, I don't agree with that, Marilyn, at all. Just asking questions is a way to attack if the questions aren't worthwhile. Okay. Yeah, I can understand. So we don't know yet. Maybe all 16 questions weren't worthwhile. If they were from a survivor that was reaching out to somebody as an advocate, that's to be continued, I guess. But I understand. Yeah. If they're inflammatory, antagonistic, but if they have some type of validity, I'm willing to bet that at least one of those 16 questions has some validity. And somebody like Mike Brown, I highly doubt that he would come out in defense of Miriam if she's just making this stuff up. And I know she's not. So, but I see your point. And that's definitely valid. Mm-hmm. Sharona, my Sharona. I can't wait. I can't help but saying that. They seem very angry that Aaron came out of this a better person, a freer person, and moved on, not giving literally one shred AF. Yes. Yes. One shred, how does he say it? Literally one shred of an AF. Yes. Kicking Aaron out also freed those younger second gens. I think you're right, because I think that all of a sudden the yoke was like thrown off, and it's like it's not like what would Mike, Mark, and Claire do anymore. It's like what what do I think, what do I want to do, what do I feel in my heart, right or wrong, yeah, Aaron 2.0, with all his flaws, he admits to it anyways. Yeah, I think that people just started to be able to speak out. There wasn't, the whole thing of like, this is how it's gonna go and this is how you should conduct yourself. It's the internet, guys. You don't have to listen to that. Just do what you feel is right. And there's consequences, for everything. So don't forget us spokesholes in Canada. Love you. You are my favorite Canadian spokeshole. Gabrielle, love you. Love you. Yes. You're fantastic. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Carrie Ann. No, know what I don't understand. Know what I don't understand? The putting out bona fides in order to tear others down. It is exactly what they're being accused of. Putting out bona fides in order to tear others down. Yeah. I feel as if, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide, but those 3 community posts, it was just, I don't know. I just don't even, I'm like running out of words. I got to have my husband come soon, but I just wanted to get through some of these comments. And as long as I'm done by, well, another, yeah, as long as I'm done in a couple more hours, I don't have a time limit on this. Duncan come in, I can, do what I got to do, go pee or whatever, and come back. I want to be here for you guys, and I do want to hear as many things. And Kelly, you don't have to stay the whole time, but I don't want to rush this. And see, I'm like stuttering. Yeah, I don't want to rush through it because I do want everyone to have their say if at all possible. So. Meerkat Madness. No one expects anyone to be perfect. We all F up. I like to say fuck up. Yeah, we all fuck up at times, but own your mistakes and learn from it. When you keep making the same mistakes over and over, well, yeah, it's part of the growth. It really is. Yeah, it's not that that double down, top down, black and white. Like, yeah, I feel like it's culty. I feel like I was in a cult because it was like, don't you dare step out of line because those are the people that are on the pedestal. And I said this before, but it was cult, yo. And nobody's better than anyone else. And I don't salute. I don't know. I don't understand what the IC of the elemental P. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't. People's words and people's actions mean something to me. That's what means something to me. That's what gets my respect, not some big fake space Navy uniform bullshit. No, that just doesn't cut it with me. Free as an eagle. Legitimate questions are the meat of. Okay. Oh, legitimate questions are the meat of good problem solving and negotiation. Polite and reasonable questions. Yes. See, that's why I gotta pull him into this. Sharona, this is from Tina in the last 20. This is all repercussions of being in a cult. Some behaviors take a long time to shred. Absolutely. Absolutely. Takes a lot of work. M71, for those of us who are domestic violence survivors, we know when you question the narcissist, you will be attacked. This is playing out. Allowed to admire, never to question. Yeah, I'm not calling, Mark a narcissist, but there are some narcissistic behaviors. And Doug said that so many times that that the cult of Scientology, because he always called it the cult of Scientology, and their programming and everything basically teaches you how to be a narcissist. It does. And I agree with that. I really agree with that. Oneida, this chat always passes the vibe check. I hope so. I love this chat. Yeah. Free as an eagle, my hubby. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, like I said, after you hear him, finally get him in here, you'll want to subscribe. It's at Free as an Eagle. Nobody's all bad. Let's appeal to the good that is in them. there will be more chance of getting them to accept criticism. As we've seen, insults and condescension do not work. Yes. I do like a good joke, though. I do like to call myself a spokeshole, flea, and a keyboard warrior. That is fun. But it's on me. Tina, the last 20, you are qualified. Your journey qualifies your presence. Thank you for standing up and being heard. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's true in a way, because like Liz Ferris always says that same snake oil, different label, right? We've all had some snake oil, at least, or Kool-Aid. If anyone hasn't seen my interview with Pearl Snappy yesterday, oh my God, it was great. But if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, just, you know how sometimes you can see the screens, see where she shows her shirt. It was so great. She had a shirt like, let's start a cult. I loved it, with Kool-Aid stand. Awesome. Amanda Bower, I heard the questions were actually from Miriam. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah. Amy Lee SP, I agree with Liz that their Scientology is showing. I felt it felt like a textbook response. On the Aftermath show, Leah had to start each episode with reading a letter from Scientology. Yeah, and it contained character attacks, didn't it? In it. Yeah. The letter was addressed to Mike Rinder, not Mark. I think I'd started that earlier, that we talked about that. Yeah. But because it mentioned the Aftermath, so he was saying Rabbit wrote us a letter. So, and this whole us thing. Again, I've said this so many times. I'm going to tell them one more time, 10 more times, that they don't own the Aftermath Foundation. It doesn't belong to a person. So, anyways, I'm a poet. As a writer, one of the things I pay attention to is tone. Absolutely. And if there's contempt in the tone, I don't know. After a while, I just lose interest. I lose respect. So, Jane Hale. Hey, Jane. Mark making fun of someone's Twitter handle when his own is blown for good is special. Bam. That's all I can say. That's why I love you guys. You're all so smart. Yeah. Like, okay. Right. There you go. Sierra, question. Do you think they even understand what they're doing or realize the consequences? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of doubling down. There's a lot of I don't know. I hope so. I hope they come to that realization. I think there's enough people that care enough to try to make them understand. Yeah. Maybe it's sad that it's 20 whatever years later, but like I said yesterday, there were so many people that left, the Sea Org and Scientology, and even being public, that ended up being disconnected from their families and being homeless. But they, the ones that I've talked to that they've said that that actually kind of helped them to see what it is like in the real world, instead of being padded by people of like mind all around you, leaving, having to physically escape the Sea Org, which is harrowing and terrible, and all the abuses. But still, when you leave and you're able to, work for yourself and not really be accountable to, how the real world operates. I don't know. Still seeing the cult behavior. That's all I'm saying. So, okay. Newt of Newt and Gus. Oh, Newt of Newt. Okay, like I have Newt of Newt and Gus. Hi, Newt of Newt and Gus. When the letter was addressed to Mike, the AF legal counsel replied, so it means Mark had to sign off on that letter. Yeah, I believe they do. From my experience, they probably would. And I don't really have experience with actual having people like do that. Like, we're just really very, very chill. But I have taken some courses and I have read up on it. And yeah, that is a thing. Nick H. By the way, The laying down with dog statement is a known anti-Semitic trope. Whoever wrote it knows that. So why? A direct shot at Aaron? I won't speak to that, but I'm reading it, and I don't know, but if it is, and if someone knew that, and if they did, that's absolutely fucking disgusting. I hope that's not the case. I really hope not. But thank you for your comment. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to get my hubby in here soon. I'll read some super chats and I'll try to get to the rest of them. That is correct regarding the history of that statement. Yeah. If someone can email me with any references, coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com, I'd like to look at them. Sai, time for another Xenu. I agree. Time for another Xenu Marley. Let's do it. And thank you, Kelly Copter, who is in the background, and for all of this stuff. I've got all kinds of clown horns. A double clown horn. I'm just playing around here. We've got where is it? Xenu Marlene. There it is. And let's hide. Okay. Yes. Cheers. Cheers. Xenu Marlene. Everybody partake. I always think of my friend Doug and of Kelly that made this nice little overlay for us both. And I'm just turning my cup around because this is a double Xenu Marlene today. Pretty good tea. But I'd have a spot of tea. And oops, there you go, Xenu Marlene. Let's see here. And let me tell you something, guys. I was ganged up on, I need some sympathy today. My hubby and a certain British young lady that I talk to a lot were ganging up on me about tea because I'm in a hurry. I just throw some water in the microwave and for 2.5 minutes and it boils. I put my tea bag in and a little bit of honey or something or lemon or whatever. And I don't notice the difference, but yeah. Oh, I didn't do that. Hands up. I've been corrected. All right, I get it. At least it wasn't the the Bible buzzer. The Brits are horrified. You're making me laugh. Sorry, guys. See, true confessions. See, guys, I told you I'm transparent. Boy, I'm gonna get all kinds of hate. Electric kettles are faster than the microwave. They are. That's it is. Oh, jeez. I can take it. I can take it. Okay, I don't own a kettle, guys. I know. This is terrible. I know. No. Oh my God. No. Oh God. Oh Jesus. What? I just lost about 200 viewers. I know. and 50 subscribers. I don't have a. See. Okay. Me and Buffy. We understand each other. I don't have please no hate me. Or are you saying what I said? This is the most controversial part of this entire convo. I told you guys, the controversial crochet lady. Yes, I guess we should change the name of the channel. Controversial crochet lady. Who doesn't own a kettle? I don't. Well, I bought one not too long ago, but it was really, really thin and it I don't know, rusted out or something. I need a real one. This will be the time. This is the real tea. I'll see myself out. Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys. Jesus. Crucify me. What do you want? My life's blood. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are so funny. Starting a GoFundMe. Oh, jeez. All right, Peanut Gallery, Freeze and Eagle. This is this is a big issue. Boiling of water. We're doing pretty well. Okay, good. I thought you were gonna join in on the. Oh my goodness. And some people say milk is bad in tea, but I like milk in tea. When it comes to tea, uh, MG, milk goes in first. Okay. No, I don't even drink the. I don't even drink tea, but wouldn't dream of making it like that. Like, what is boiling water is boiling water, isn't it, guys? I don't get it. I don't understand. Make me understand. Justice for tea. Oh, now we're saying don't add the milk first. Oh boy. Lathanda, Gronklet, a proud fleaboard warrior. All right, you stepped out of line there, and you know it. Get your manners back in. Yeah, my TRs are just. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so that got derailed. I was like, nobody derail this stream. Look what I did. I did it. I did it. Sorry, guys. My friend Keela. Hi, sweetheart. Good to see you. Marilyn, I love you. And thank you for always being here to hold space and expose the truth. I try. And thank you all for your support and for being here and exposing the truth. We're all in this together, right? Yeah. Pup Groomer 20. They aren't second gens, they're second gems. They are too special to not be heard. That's right. Second gems. I love it. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. That's wonderful. Dora Explorer. Hey, Dora Explorer. Good to see you. Comment. Many of us donated hard-earned money to the Aftermath Foundation through fundraisers on SBTV. That letter was so freaking ugly. Who in the hell would treat people that way? I hear you. I hear you. And yeah. For the past 9 months, I have to say that, every extra, penny, like discretionary, things that I would usually give to other things, went to that. Yeah. Yep. I hear you. I do. So, okay, guys. I'm just gonna read a few more things and then have my hubby come in. How long have I been going? Over an hour. Oh boy. Okay. Jen Nelson, Rabbit put in her community tab that Miriam will be down the rabbit hole today at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 o'clock. Okay, so 8 o'clock Eastern. Perfect. I'll be back from the dentist by then. Awesome. Sandy Duncan, where is Mike Rinder's response to all of this? Crickets per usual. Yep. Yeah. He could have said, made a little bit of a clarification about way back with the keyboard warrior thing. But no, I guess we're not worthy of that. And I know that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Again, contempt. Just like, why would I bother? Yeah, that's how I feel. So, Shelly Kelly, comment. I appreciate the safe space you make for us. Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, and I will fight to keep that. I will fight to keep a safe space for you all. Hey, Gabrielle, escaping the cultiverse. She has an amazing channel, and hop over and subscribe to her. She's a great lady. I find the latest drama very disturbing. Mike Rinder was the first blog I read when I escaped. He opened my eyes to the inner crimes and corruption and helped me unravel so much. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, and you know what? That's okay, Gabrielle. Like, don't I don't take that away from him. Has done a lot of good. He has done a lot of good, and we're just asking questions and holding people accountable. It doesn't mean he's all bad, but yeah, yeah, they did do a lot of good, and that nothing can take that away. So hold on to that, definitely. And that's what Liz Gale said yesterday too. That when your heroes like disappoint you, yeah, she said, she doesn't have anything against him personally, but she's seeing the Scientology showing, and maybe that'll help. Maybe some of them will sit down and be like, yeah, maybe somebody's right. Somebody who cares about me and can speak into my life, you know? So, yeah. Yes, BFG is a stealth keyboard warrior. Yeah. I mean, having people protect your chats, delete comments, all that when you do go live. Although I think most people that would ask questions and comment, they probably unsubscribe and don't even bother to watch them anymore. That's just my opinion. That's me. That's what I do. I just like whatever, they already cast me aside. When I was giving them things and buying their merch and all that, I had cute little videos and all that. But then when I asked them a question, it was just like non-answers, cliches, whatever, and then dead silence. Blacklisted. Sharona. Hi, Sharona. Thank you for always holding space, bringing laughs, and giving us thought-provoking topics. Can you do a Rodney rainbow in reverse? So he has blue feet. Probably could. Well, I could do purple feet. Can you see his purple? Actually, this is like color wallpaper. It looks sort of violet, or it looks sort of blue here, but yeah, I gotta get my new camera. I keep saying that every day. I gotta get my new camera, but yeah, I could. Yeah, it sort of looks like he's got. Oh yeah, I don't know what color feet would be good, but yeah, I could do that kind of violet purple feet. I could. Yeah, and if anybody is interested, I'm getting caught up, I think, with orders. So I don't have an Etsy shop because I don't keep inventory. I'm doing special orders right now. So that's what I do. It's more like commissions, like commissioned art. That's kind of what I do. So if you're interested, you can send me an email, coffeegirlsandcrafts@gmail.com, and I can let you know. Rodney is my favorite character to bring humor. Yeah. The Navy Rodney's in the other room because I've been working on a new hat for him. So, and I have some partial ones over there that I'm working on, but they're almost done. Thank you, Amy Lee Aspi. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that so much. Okay. I'm down to just a few. Let me just pick out some. Pigs is pigs 51. Pigs is pigs 51. Question: if NDA required, doesn't that smack of how they were treated in Scientology? Absolutely. And I really hope that's not the case, because my biscuits will really be burning. Yeah, just saying. Susie Cute. Doug would have loved to represent as a spokeshole. He was the OG of the spokesholes, but he certainly wasn't random. No. Bridget Harrison. I'm just looking at how handling this in okay, I'm sorry, I can't even read. I gotta have my copy come and read. I keep saying that. I'm just looking at how handling this in this manner is going to help others to feel safe to reach out and escape. Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, it kind of is what it is. It's like we can't pretend everything's fine so people will come out. It's like this is messy. It is messy, but it just needs to be said, Rhonda McNeil. All right, I'm not starring these guys. Kelly is. I hate like, I don't know. I blush when people give me compliments. I still do, but I'm learning to say thank you, like Reese is. Rhonda McNeil, Marilyn, you have completely won me over. I love your positive energy in dealing with even the most negative situations. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. We're all learning, right? Liz Ferris. Hello, everyone. Don't forget to smash the like and hit subscribe. Almost at 3,000. Yes, and Liz is almost at 3,000. She's only got like a couple left. So over to at Pokemon and Cults too. Yeah, we're here and we're here to stay. Okay. Kate Eliza. Hey, Kate. I've obviously missed something. Where did Spokeshole come from? Okay. So if you go to Blown for Good on YouTube and to the main page and go over to community the community page. There are 3 parts. I think you have to read from like the bottom up. 3 parts. You moving all the Rodneys, honey? Hi.
Yeah, I gotta sit down.
Yeah.
I've been sitting in the waiting room for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just dabbing and gabbing and gabbing. Here I
I
am.
realize something. If the chat keeps churning, you're never going to catch up.
Well, I'm just going through the
So,
start.
okay,
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm coming in.
Yeah. Put you in. He's ready, guys. Yeah. You'll see where that came from. Mark Headley wrote it, amongst other things. It was definitely too long. Duncan will be reading, I think, some of the things he's
I
got.
don't have anything other than my own.
Your own notes.
in it, so
Okay.
if you have stuff you can put up, that's great.
No, it just was 3 long. Just you guys can go ahead and read it. So we will go back and go to some questions. Bridget Harrison, Marilyn, can you make me a goldenrod mug with SBTV on? Sure, I do have one in the store in my we call it merch store on my channel with and I ordered one. I can't wait. Has golden Rodney, has Rodney on the front, and then if you look up, is it right there? No, there, triple C on the other side. Yeah. So did you get your coffee, honey, or you want me to grab your
I already
coffee?
drank it.
Oh, okay.
It's long gone.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all right though.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna give him the
That's
mic.
really funny.
Sorry. I had a lot to say, I guess,
Well, you did.
today.
That's good though. I'm not complaining.
Just
say it's funny.
All
Kind
right.
of
Well,
can't stand by for a period of
Gale's
time.
in the back. There you go.
I'll sneak in there.
Move over. Move over.
Hello, everybody.
There he is.
Morning. How are you?
This is Duncan. If anyone hasn't met him yet, like I said, my smarter, better half. I'm gonna go down.
No, I don't know about that. Marilyn's been really catching up here and getting a lot more experience in the YouTube world than I have.
I'm gonna be listening. I'll bring my phone with me.
Are you going to take off
I'll be
for
right
a minute?
back. Yeah, I'm gonna,
Okay.
let you.
No
and you got
worries.
the clicker,
Yeah.
and you got Kelly in the background. So
I even have my
I will be
custom
right
bent glasses so they won't glare on the screen.
Oh,
I finally
I'll be right back.
learned a little hack here for preventing my glasses from being reflective. I had to actually Google that, but it seems to work. So
we can hear you.
yeah, let me know if you can hear me clearly. I'm in front of the mic, so this should work. Good to see you all today. I've been kind of following, excuse me, following the chat while doing my other puttering and playing with the dogs. Appreciate anyone that subbed to me lately. I see an M71 in there. Much appreciated. Yeah, I won't try to keep up with the chat because I've been doing that. And I took a few notes earlier. Marilyn asked me if I'd come on, and I was going to read some material which I was not able to print out or anything. But I assume many of you, if probably not everybody, but a lot of people have read the responses coming from BFG to what's going on. And so a few little comments I want to make. One is interesting as a never in and kind of a new person of the YouTube world. I'm realizing something. I see all of this in a big picture way as a learning experience for all of us, because 10 or 20 years ago, we were all sitting passively behind our TVs, watching network television and movies. And, we were watching everybody else do all of this stuff. And I know some people, especially out in California, have been involved with showbiz. Back here, back east, we don't do much of that. But nowadays, everybody is, including me, becoming a photographer, a videographer, practicing, learning a lot of these skills by way of being on YouTube. I used to have terrible stage fright when I was a kid. I would do anything to avoid being up in front of groups of people. And when I was young, I remember my folks sponsored my taking the Dale Carnegie course. This is dating me. This is a long time ago when I got out of high school. And the Dale Carnegie course was about public speaking and breaking out of fear and everything. And that was actually very helpful. People will bash that as culty. It was a tiny bit culty, but not really in a bad way. In my opinion, the people that I took it with were great. And we really broke out of our shell. People were telling really heavy personal stories, kind of like what we hear and see on YouTube now. I mean, to get up in front of a group of 20 or 30 people and spill your guts about personal issues was a tough thing to do, and people would be standing there, including me, with your knees knocking and barely able to do it. And now I see it as a great thing. In fact, I responded to one of Auntie's comments earlier in the chat there. The idea, all this argument and discussion and everything, if we conduct it civilly, is really healthy and good. And so that comment, it was kind of cool. It's like, yeah, we can argue here. Well, you know what? That's damn good. We're not in a cult, and now we're learning actually to interact. It's on the internet. That's not a bad thing necessarily, because we can connect with people all over the world. But I mean, I love the idea. Well, here we are. We're all kinds of people from diverse backgrounds, learning to communicate without blowing up, without getting silly. And actually, this is a learning experience. It's a good one. In fact, what I'll bring out, just since I'm on the subject, is back, like, I do real estate. I've been in it like 11 years, and I'm part-time. I'm kind of a land guy up where I live because it's woods. And I've learned a lot, but I remember early on, we'd circulate a lot of CDs and tapes and, have these teachings on things. And one of them was on handling conflict and conflict resolution and everything. And I borrowed the box set and listened to all these things. And this was going back 10 years when I was in the early training stages. And there were like basically 4 steps to escalation of conflicts. Well, I just got on the computer a little while ago, and I'm like, oh, I'll see if I can pull that up. Like, couldn't find it. I found 4 steps of conflicts, 5 steps, 7 steps, 9 steps. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know which is which anymore. None of them matched what I'd learned. But then I found this one. There's a guy, Glassel, and I know nothing more about him than he had a 9-step conflict resolution model. And I'm going to share this. I don't know why I like teaching. Like, I like referring to higher authority that knows things more that I don't know. And I'm going to read this just for your edification, if you will, about dealing with conflicts, because I see we're walking through these stages and in between the things that we're going through. So why not make a learning experience out of it? So it says, here's a comprehensive overview of the levels in Glassel's conflict resolution model. Stage 1, hardening. This is the beginning of disagreement where parties involved become aware of the conflict, yet are optimistic about its resolution. So that's level 1. It's calm, it's peaceful. 2, debates and polemics. At this stage, the parties attempt to defend their positions fiercely with the hope they can persuade the other side. So we're sort of in that now, in a way. Then it goes to level 3, actions, not words. Here, dialogue takes a back seat, and parties attempt to achieve their objectives through conduct instead. So, we can see people kind of trying to come up with a backdoor way to solve the problem. They're not getting through with their persuasion, so now they're going to try some other methods. Then 4, images and coalitions. At this juncture, parties start developing negative images of each other and gather support against one another, making the resolution increasingly complex. So this is basically taking sides, and we see that happening now. So we're in the thick of this, so let's learn from it. So now a lot of sides have been taken. Some people are trying to tread the middle ground. I'm a problem solver kind of guy, the way I see it. I like to be the middle of the road, reasonable, voice of reason if possible, stay calm. Because I know when the emotions get involved, then reason sort of tends to get pushed out of the way and go out the window. And then what happens? Okay, so the next step, people take sides. Then 5 is loss of face. This is where things get personal. The party's main aim is to degrade their opponent, resulting in significant loss of face. So here's what's going on. We're seeing some of this: insults, contempt, putting people down, making up little nicknames, things about, fleas and dogs and all this kind of stuff. So we're at the mudslinging phase. And it usually backfires. People that start throwing insults on other people, usually it makes them look bad. It kind of compromises their appearance in the thing. So let's keep going. I'm going to go through all 9 of these. I hope you can bear with this, but I think it's educational. It's cool. Number 6 is strategies for threat. The conflict elevates to the point where threats and ultimatums become the communication mode, potentially causing irreversible harm to relationships. And this is bad because damage starts getting done. And the old conflict model that I had learned about, it became a point where, now you're just trying to tear down your opponent. You're no longer looking for resolution. You've given that up. Now it's reputational. You're trying to smash down the other people and make them look bad. So strategies for threat moves toward limited destruction. Number 7, now parties focus on damaging their opponent, even if it means incurring some collateral damage themselves. So we see this, in wars and everything. It's like, you're going to take some hits too, but you've got to destroy your enemy. You're going to get in there and you're going to take some casualties, Okay, 8, fragments of annihilation. The conflict has escalated so intensely that the parties now seek to annihilate each other's reputation, credibility, or capabilities. So we really don't want to go there. But you can see hints of that happening now, like you're trying to tear down. And this is all destructive, and this isn't good. I'm not advocating for this in any way, because I want to go the other way with things. But this just shows you how if things keep escalating, where you go. So it says, the conflict has escalated so intensely that the parties now seek to annihilate each other's reputation, credibility, or capabilities. And then 9, together into the abyss, the final stage where parties are willing to face mutual destruction for the obliteration of their opponent. So that would be like nuclear war. We're going to bomb that crap out of them. They're going to bomb the crap out of us. We're all going to wind up dead. Not a good place to go. So I thought you'd be amused by that. So in terms of what we're dealing with now, the certain things do not work. And I just wanted, this is notes I had before I pulled that up, but I noticed like in the present conflict, what's going on here is there's certain things that do not work. And I was going to say this is, in YouTube world and in social media in general, things travel at the speed of light. You put a comment up, bam, it's right out there. And hundreds of comments go by in an hour. And basically, things happen very fast. A person can just be canceled overnight by one thing they said or did, or something that somebody said they said or did that maybe they didn't even say or do. So it's a fast-moving environment. And so certain things you want to stay away from if you don't want to destroy your own credibility. So what I put on my bad list of things to do is the self-defense. Like if you take up a self-defense position and it's about you, then what you're not doing is listening. And good negotiation and conflict resolution involves communication and basically listening to understand. That's the term I'm stealing from somebody, don't know who it was, but the idea of listening to understand, not just listening in order to compile your refute or your argument against them, but conflict resolution is you're listening to understand. So that basically is a fancy way to say empathy. Empathy means listening, we're all coming from different places, right? Everybody's coming from a different place. The old schoolers that were in Scientology, hardcore, moved up in the ranks, believed in it, did bad things, perpetrators. Like some of these guys, obviously, like Mike, and I'm not even bashing him. This isn't judgment. This is just facts, is people that were high in like Claire and Mike and Mark and everybody. If you're high up in an organization, you've been trained to be insensitive, hardened, not to respond to bull baiting and all this stuff. You've been trained to be tough, hard, mean, insensitive, not to be empathetic. So when you're trained that way, then, and you realize it's wrong and you try to come out of it, it takes a while to recover from that and reprogram your brain, especially if it's full of all this stuff. So that's what makes me realize that, like, all right, yeah, we can blame people, want to hold them accountable, and we should within reason. But understanding the context of where they're coming from, they turned good. You know what I mean? They decided to come out of it and try to do good. And I don't discredit them from the sense of, yes, they've done a lot of good over the years, a lot of good. But nevertheless, you can make mistakes, you can undo things. And especially if you keep using the Scientology methodology that you were taught, you're going to hurt people and this crap will keep going. It takes a while. So everybody's got to have the humility to own even examine themselves and say, holy crap, I've been doing the wrong thing here. And now we're in the thick of trying to work this out. So my attitude is conflict resolution, trying to figure out a solution as opposed to just getting sucked in. Because I realize if we think really short term, we'll get sucked into the conflict. And I even think of things like the war in Ukraine, because I got really rattled when that happened, because I felt like so much empathy for the Ukrainians, and I still do. But I realize there's people and American soldiers and people going over there to fight, and they want to fight the Russians, and it's an ideology. They're fighting for freedom. I'm 100% in favor of freedom, and that's great. But I realize if you even volunteer as a pawn to go over there, you're going to get wiped out by another pawn on the other side. You're really not dealing with the leadership that's involved or the main ideology that's involved. That's like, in other words, you can get sucked into the conflict and be a casualty and just be a dead soldier, and you're not really effective in solving the issue. Here, we take sides, we lose friends, you get into conflict and we can hurt each other. We can lose friends that took the other side. But don't forget, we're all people, we're all kind of connected in some sense. And we just maybe we don't understand what the other person is doing and where they're coming from. And we may never really understand that, but the whole idea is you got to be careful. It's easy to judge people, but the reason not to is we don't really know where they're coming from. And we know where some of these guys are coming from. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you can discredit everything you've ever done by using wrong tactics. And it can happen overnight. You can say something wrong on YouTube, and the day later, you've just lost 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 friends or what. So anyway, here's some tactics. I mean, we're learning from this. So it's like self-defense. You're always better off if somebody else defends you. If you have to open your own mouth and go on the offense or just defend yourself, then when you're on the defense, it's like it's interpreted as, you've done something wrong and now you got to fight your way out of it. You got to prove your innocence. Somebody else defends you. It stands to be a lot better. So here's what's bad. So you're in a conflict. If you start throwing insults at other people, making up, ugly names for them, whatever, that will get them madder. You know what I mean? Lack of empathy, a condescending attitude, like talking down to people. You talk down to people, instantly they want to pull you down. Contempt, as Marilyn talked about earlier, contempt is the number one relationship destroyer. If you just have utter contempt and you want to spit on somebody, you don't have a relationship. You're enemies. That doesn't work. So as an example of a total fail, and I'm just saying this because it fills the bill for, like, that letter that apparently came from Mike, but indirectly through a lawyer, was just like the opposite of empathy. It's just a way to, like, spit in somebody's face. It's contemptuous. Listen, it's like the way I interpret that is, listen, you little worms, we're hiding behind this lawyer and he's throwing all this culties, Scientologies, lingo at you and just discrediting you, refusing to talk or negotiate, stonewalling you. When somebody stonewalls me, I mean, I want to rip that stone wall down. Let's duke it out. Let's level the playing field here. Get the gloves on. You're not hiding behind some lawyer. So to me, that just incites anger. Like when somebody is trying to hide and defend and not talk and not be open, then the thing you're going to want to do is drill down and dig out every fact and every detail and every testimony of what's they've ever done and splatter it all over the place, because it's a way to get even, and you're going to rip them down. And I totally get that. I feel that, like, that's what's happening in this community. Somebody's trying to hide something, we're going to dig it all out. And and I'll quote the Bible and other sources saying, like, be sure your sin will find you out. There's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. So based on that, in this day and age, videos, people, the whole protest movement, you've got people with cameras, they're right there. You're not going to be able to hide anything. It's just getting more and more like that. So trying to hide behind some barrier or not be open, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work, because openness and honesty builds trust. And I just had a conversation with my son a few days ago. He got in some trouble, and I won't go into detail, but I told him, if you own what you did and you're honest, you hold nothing back, you don't hide anything, the chances of you being forgiven and restored are pretty damn good. And that's basically what happened. It took a few days to play out. He was horribly paranoid about the worst case scenario. He said, don't borrow trouble. My mom always said that. Don't borrow trouble. Don't borrow trouble. It makes sense, because in your mind, you can, go through all these horrible scenarios, worst case scenarios. And I've done it myself. I still do it sometimes. If something's going wrong or you have a medical issue, and worst case scenarios start playing out in your head, and then you're suffering as if something happened. And ultimately, for my son, the thing it happened, but not in anywhere near a bad a way as he was fearing. So listening to your fears and, going into worst case scenario mode is more likely to bring on the trouble, but you're suffering as if it happened. And then if it doesn't happen, you just suffer for no reason. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't know how I got on that sidetrack exactly, but so that whole, the idea of not, okay, I know where it came from. So the idea of being open, like, I know, Aaron, I'll use his name, Aaron, is a little bit controversial, obviously, but yet the guy's open. And I mean, even if he's not totally open, he appears to be, but I believe him. I think he's the kind of guy that can't carry a lot of cognitive dissonance. I can't myself. So it's like, I'd rather be open and just expose myself to criticism or whatever and get it over with than try to carry that around in my head. So even if you're a little bit of a crazy guy or a loose cannon, or you've made some bad mistakes, if you own it and put it out there and say, hey man, I really did, I did this, I screwed up, I admit to it. People, then you say, well, you forgive me. You're indirectly saying, well, you forgive me for that. And if somebody's totally upfront with you, you're far more likely to forgive them and say, hey, I get it, bud. We all make mistakes, da da da, and they'll be more willing to work with you. So I feel like, even in this situation, we got to see where everyone's coming from. But we all make mistakes, and we all need to be held accountable. So if you really screwed up, the best possible way out is through. That expression, the way out is through. You own your shit, you talk about it, you put it out there, and you face the consequences. And most times it's not as bad as you anticipate. But if you're trying to hide and cover stuff up, it's not going to go well. It just never will.
Who wants to know if you ever fought in a war?
No, honestly.
You said good question. I'm not sure what that.
No,
I did. I was sort of listening, but I didn't quite get the context of that.
I probably mentioned, I was using like getting in a fight as a illustration of I went through the conflict resolution model.
Yeah, I heard.
Did you hear that whole thing? So I was sort of like saying that, like, as things escalate, you're more likely to get in a position where you're actually fighting. Well, I was talking about Ukraine and the Russian invasion and everything.
Yeah.
My attitude about that. I actually, when I was in college, I was in ROTC for a few years, and with potential plan of getting into the Army for a few years afterward. And I had a blown out eardrum, so I couldn't, they wouldn't let me go forward after the 2 years. But I learned a lot of good stuff in that. But anyway.
You've had some fights in your life.
Different types of fights. Yeah, getting out of cults and dealing with, difficult people and that kind of thing.
Thank you, Auntie.
So anyway, that's my spiel.
You're a warrior in your own right.
Yeah. Those different kinds of fights.
Yeah, so we got I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We can go back to the chat. I've been talking nonstop since I sat down with a extra coffee in my system, which is my typical MO.
All right. I'm a little far away, so I'm gonna try to you want to some of these, let's see. Start. Okay.
Let's see if there's anything else I was going to say that was vital. I don't really think so.
Okay.
Newt
of Newt and Gus.
I have Newt.
I have Newt. I like this. Newt of Newt and Gus. Don't forget Gus. Okay, so you received a letter from someone you don't care to answer because they're beneath you. That's your choice. But this victim had tried to reach out to Mike Rinder and got no response. Crickets. Yeah. Agree with that.
It just provokes further action in a way, Again, the whole idea of discussion, people have to be willing to listen. If they're not willing to listen and they repel being questioned, which is a Scientology MO, a cult MO, not being willing to entertain questions. Oh, no, we're right. We're up on high here. You can't touch us. We're in control. You got to submit to us and do our thing. Well, guess what, folks? Nope. No more.
And we got poor Sterling was so upset. He looked so angry and sad. Yeah, I agree. And I think that the three, and not just those three that I put up, have a lot of respect, credibility, and humility. And they're human, and they can speak to these things with authority because of their experiences. And I respect them. Oh, who is the gentleman speaking, please? This is my husband. This is Duncan Honig, my better half. And if you like smart people, and if you like nature, if you like animals and music and near-death experiences, which he likes to talk about, which I know I shut him down. So if anybody wants to,
I try to keep that on my channel.
To explore that, I gave it over in his channel. His channel is at Free as an Eagle. If you'd like to subscribe, I've got a banner somewhere. Yeah. So where is it? It's at Free as an Eagle.
There it is.
Check him out.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to get some content up there, and want to get a few more subscribers. I want to do some lives. I don't want it to be a ghost town when I go up for that. So letting
well, you got some lives on there already. One with Poe on the Go and a couple with me. So
making progress.
My Sharona. You can criticize a foundation without wanting to bring it down. Exactly. if their response to the criticism makes them look even worse, that's on the foundation and its members. Yeah, I agree with that. And like I said, I can separate the foundation in itself as an entity with the members of the board that are the custodians of it, because like I said, if they all step down today, the foundation would still be there.
Exactly.
And
It's
I
always
think that they
designed to
have done
work,
some
you
good,
know?
right? And I think
Yeah.
that they,
Well, they
I
have.
know
They've
that they have
huge
done some,
good.
and
I
that
mean,
I
you can't
think
take
that
that
they,
away from
right?
them.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it doesn't give anyone a blank check. And we've talked about who are the stakeholders and all that. I don't want to reiterate that, but my Sharona, I agree.
Oh, I wanted to say another little blurb, but I think that I'm not going to go on for long.
It's
That's
okay.
probably the only thing on there I didn't mention.
That's okay, Annie. Go ahead.
Because I was thinking
You
about
got the mic?
this dynamic now of, so we have the old guard, I would say, the people that came out of Scientology, and they're, probably around my age or whatever. They're getting up there.
He turned
They've been
65
through it.
yesterday, guys.
I know, isn't that scary?
I
never
didn't
thought
even
I'd see
say
the day.
happy
That's
birthday.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
we want to say happy late birthday to Dunk. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
one day over. But yeah, we
65.
had a good time, and yeah, it was fun. So what I was going to say is, like, some of the
Thank you,
older
Patty.
Scientology people, that obviously the BFG people and the old guard that got out, a lot of them, and this is sad, I'm not beating on anybody, because a lot of us have been in cults, or been sucked in, or almost sucked in, or been in bad relationships or whatever, is like the people that came out, these people were perpetrators, and that's terrible, but they did come to their senses at some point and got out. They didn't stay in. They're not fighting. They're not still on board the free winds or whatever and fighting to keep it afloat. They're like, this is a sinking ship. Let's get out of here. And so they abandoned that. They got out, and then they helped a lot of other people get out. So they've done a great thing.
That's a birthdays.
Oh yeah, thank you. Brown spotted eagle, another eagle.
Yeah, another
Cool.
eagle.
Another eagle. So anyway, so a lot of the people that got out of Scientology early and are trying to get other people out know how it works. But they were in it. They were perpetrators. They were doing the damage to other people. They were OSA and all of this. And they have a lot of skeletons in their closets. They've got some bad shit in the past. I'm sure they don't want to expose and admit to it, although,
Well, they say they have.
yeah, well,
which is
Mark
fine.
claimed in
Yeah,
one of
that's
those
okay.
letters to have worked with the FBI, and I give him credit for that. If you've worked with the FBI and police, I mean, I get it. If you've been a criminal and you get out, you may have to answer for your past. You may have to plea bargain. You may have to work with them and go undercover as an informant or whatever you got to do to redeem yourself, and that's normal. And you've got to be willing to face that and pay the price. So that is the way out, as far as those people redeeming themselves and not trying to hide anything that's going on, So, I mean, that's the thing, you got to come out. But here's the other thing I was going to say, is that the second, third gens, these are the people now that they're not little kids anymore. Obviously, we're watching, and I'm not going to start naming the names, but we all know who they are. All the people that are doing the protests, getting out there. And now these people are adults. They're the biggest threat to Scientology ever, because they were the victims, the direct victims of all the crap that went on. And now they have a lot of fight in them. They were victimized. Now they're out. They realize what damage was done, how much abuse they took. These people have fight in them. They're the fighting force now. And some of the controversial things that were said, they do make sense in a way. It's like they'll say, well, we have the right, if you guys are just going to talk about the old Scientology days and tell war stories, step aside, man. We got work to do. We're going to bring this thing down. I don't think the older people have lost their fight either, honestly, but it's sort of like, hey, lead follower, get out of the way. We're going in, we're going to fight this fight, and more power to them, more power to them. They're in there, they're videoing, they're getting arrested. They're doing the front lines work. They're fighting their boots on the ground, and we need those people out there, because that's what's going to shut Scientology down. They're going to get media attention. So, I mean, for people that come out and need help recovering and all of that, great. The Aftermath Foundation and foundations like it are terrific, because these people are going to come stumbling out of there with nothing. They need help. They're like immigrants that came across that need help. They have nothing with them. So anyway, I'm in full support of these second, third gens they're the boots on the ground that are going in there. They're going to get hurt, some of them, but they're fighting that fight, and we got to empower them. And
they better not get hurt. Can I wrap them in bubble wrap? I just want to wrap them all in bubble wrap.
Yeah, don't you wish?
But
anyway, yeah, I just feel like, if we
kids.
could all come to a place of working together and say, hey, we need anybody that's fighting this fight.
Doors
Let's
are
work
still
together
shut.
if we can.
People see that as a win? How can't people see that as a win? They shut Yep.
Yeah. Hey,
And Pearl Snappy, she shut them down with I can't remember the other lady's name, a flea. Is it flea something? Flea board warrior. They shut down the little tent thing in 53 minutes.
yeah,
flat.
good for them. See that? And then they're
53
educating
minutes
people.
flat.
People can't walk in there thinking, oh, I'm going to do this, personality test and not get sucked in. No, they're warning them. They're telling them, no, don't go in there for that little test, because the next thing you know, you're going to have those cans in your hands and, you're going to be getting sucked down the rabbit hole. You don't need that, So anyone that's prevented from getting in is as good as somebody.
Okay. All right. I'll hold off on the bubble wrap, Liz. Sorry. I told you I was a lot. I warned you guys.
I get it. That's a mom instinct.
Oh, 3 minutes yesterday?
3 minutes. Good work. There you go. Yeah.
Girl.
that's awesome.
I love it. Yes. 3 minutes.
Oh yeah,
In case
selling
you
the
didn't
test
see that.
center. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, putting up real estate signs. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I love, come out with your cans up. It's like, it's funny.
Yeah. You got to be able to laugh. It's either laugh or
People
cry.
said that's
Yeah.
because everything is bigger here in Texas. Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
We were talking about how many, like, there's a lot of cults in Vermont. And they were talking about, and Pearl Steffi said, Texas is a cult. I'm like, all right then.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're gonna
Right
piss
then.
off all the Texans, but
Yeah. Joe McCoy, life is filled with change. No war is won with just one approach. That's
yeah,
right.
very true. Yeah,
That's right. Yep.
Hmm.
That's right. Sun's out, cans out.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes. Seal Bill. Hey, buddy. Great work, Pearl. You are wonderful. Yes, she is. Pearl's my hero. Pearl's my hero. All right. What do you think, honey?
Yeah,
are great.
yeah. I sort of spilled my guts here a little bit.
You got this because of the glare.
Oh, it worked. Yeah, I was showing them on the screen. If I tilt these sideways, I bent those things. They said somebody online said all you got to do is take the glasses and bend down the earpieces so they tilt. As long as the lens isn't parallel to your screen, it won't
Did
glare
you
back
melt
to it.
them?
I heated them up over the gas stove and I bent them.
He
Now they work.
MacGyvers everything, guys.
Yeah.
There's so much.
He's a way
Like
to redneck
this
it, I'll
thing
find it.
here is held on by some kind of like wood bungee cords and a clamp or something.
It works. Hey, up in the holler, you
Yeah.
got to be able to do stuff. The store's too far away to be driving there all the time.
Yeah, right. Well, we have some more comments. We go through
Sure.
those and kind of wind down a little bit. All right. Atkins in Texas, another Texan. Oh, want me to read? I might need the mic. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
sure, go
loud
for it.
anyways. I'm a
Yeah,
loud
go
mouth.
for it. Yeah, let's
You
get
guys
it
can
in the
hear me,
middle.
right? Let me just get that positioned here. I
Yeah.
support victims of abuse by speaking up, writing letters, and calling my representatives. Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Love and healing to all, and let us all continue to crochet together this,
Well, there
this
you go.
safety net.
You
That's
can
right.
crochet a safety net.
That's right. I love it. Yes. Those who crochet together, stay together. Gonna teach you how to
There you
crochet.
go. I don't know. I'm an old Clover.
Lethanda Grockledge. Proud
Fleaboard warrior.
Fleaboard. I almost said flea bag. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it sounds, it wants to
Pearl
be said.
Snappy, she had her flea
Yeah.
spray out yesterday. I was dying. I was
Mhm.
dying. Question. What
Mhm.
does it show about a foundation that a wonderful person like Liz Gale has to be afraid to lose her support from that foundation because she isn't, quote, loyal and keeps her mouth shut? Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, we
I
hope that
really
isn't the
do.
case.
And if it is, then people are going to have something to say about it, including yours truly.
Yeah.
And that
Well, the idea is
that
to
guy.
expose
That guy.
stuff, and when somebody's doing something they won't understand or they won't change their ways, and sometimes you got to call them out. You got to put pressure on them. And if enough people, it's like the grassroots thing. Enough people say, "Hey, that's just not right." At some point, they got to listen. If they don't, then at some point you got to walk away. But you want to try and resolve it.
Absolutely. Victoria Pierce, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for telling the truth, Marilyn. My respect for you just grows with every video. You have no motive except to tell the honest truth. And, I search my heart a lot, guys. I really do. And, I will always tell you the truth. And if I don't, and please call me out on it. Please do. And I will do some soul searching and I will retract it. Rem Arts. I think they forgot how nonprofits work. Exactly. Ooh, burn for biscuits. If you insult the donors, it's hard to hand them. Yeah, it's hard to hand them your money, no matter how great the cause. Absolutely true. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Brenda. Hey, Brenda. I still hope Claire, Mark, and Mike will do some soul searching and be willing to converse with all of us in an open, honest way. No one wants to condemn them, right? Yeah. They have done good things that we appreciate. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. You know,
Mhm.
it's like people are like listening, being empathetic, and not just defending their position. You know, you got to let your guard down at some point and let people in and be willing to listen and understand and admit to what you've
Mhm.
done wrong. I mean, these things are not unbridgeable gaps. You know, it's a matter of
Right.
pride is like the biggest barrier. People don't want to humble themselves and
Yep.
admit where they've been wrong. And if one side is willing to open up and admit, usually that leads to the other side being a little more willing to do the same thing rather than escalating. And that's a de-escalating thing to, you know, be willing to
Mhm.
let your guard down and give the other party a fair hearing and then, you know, hash it out.
Yeah, I love this. Escaping the cultiverse A, that's Gabrielle. Empathy is key. Absolutely.
Yep.
The cult goes deep into the bones and triggers happen. Yeah. Right. That's one thing that cults lack is empathy and compassion. And it's always this, like perpetration, like abusing each other for the quote sake of the cause. And ours, it was, it had its own label of snake oil. Yeah. Pup Groomer 20. Second gems. I love that.
Yeah. That's great.
Deserve to be heard regardless of who it pisses off. If you
Yeah,
are
no, I
truly
agree.
out, then you have no problem answering the questions you are being asked. There should be no fear of retaliation either.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. Auntie Harju, Duncan, what made you snap out of it? I'm sure there's a previous video of that, but it's interesting to me. We should do, you've told bits and pieces of your story, but
Yeah.
we should,
The whole cult scenario
yeah, I'd
itself.
like to maybe we could do an
Yeah.
interview, or if there's, a creator out there that would like to do a live with him so he doesn't have to talk to me. Yeah, we could do that.
I'm not
But you
opposed
want to
to
give the capsule version of what made you snap out of it? Out of what, the mind control?
Yeah, that could take quite a while.
Yeah, okay.
It really could. I don't know if I'll open that can of worms
All
right
right,
now.
yeah. Oh,
One of these
empathy.
days,
Okay.
though. I mean, that
All
could
right.
go. That could.
Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. Sophia, getting out involves figuring out your blind spots over time and working on figuring out how to undo that, as it's your responsibility to deal with your issues and move on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sophia always has awesome comments. Very thoughtful. Rem Arts. What's so hurtful is not the initial insult, because we are all human. It's the fact that they don't own the mistake and they hide from it or double down. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point. Yep. Julie. Hey, Julie. Gottlieb. I don't want to butcher your name, Julie. Question. What exactly did Mark say? I don't watch them anymore. New to your channel. Loving it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Yeah, if you go to Blown for Good, just their channel on YouTube, and scroll over to community, there are three posts. So you can read that and comment there, comment here, send me an email if you'd like to, give any feedback. I'd like that. Hans Christian Swartz, hey there. Can't watch this. Too many assumptions, too few facts at a glaring omission. Rabbit, please post your email to Mike Rinder that started this. That is the least I expect from someone with receipts. Yeah, I think that it is going to probably be read. It has been read by some of the, creators, not myself. And that's okay if you can't watch this. I understand. That's all right. There's lots of other channels, and it's the internet. It's the internet. It's fine. I do like you. I mean, you've been on in my comments many times, and I'm sorry if I've said something that offends you. Please let me know. Send me an email, and we can talk about it. But too few facts and clearing. Okay, too many assumptions. I have put up several clips of other creators speaking to this. Some who do know, have seen the receipts and do know way more than I about the history and know Miriam personally and in the Aftermath board personally, have worked with them. I've known them for many, many, many years. Have it, please post your email. Okay, so I think that's going to happen. At least I expect for some receipts. Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much. And I mean that. I'm not dismissing it. Definitely. Thank you for your comment. Joe McCoy, I have kept my silence today. All I think I will say is the hardest thing to open is a closed mind. A wise man once told me, if you step in your own poop, you just got to live with the smell. There you go. All right, then. There you go.
Simply stated.
Thank you, Joel, for that. Anti-Harju, question. Can someone be fully redeemed of Scientology if they did the worst jobs for them? I think everybody's redeemable. I do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, can you ever go back and totally fix somebody's life that was damaged or destroyed by what you did? You may not be able to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not within your power.
And it's no one's, and it's no one's obligation to forgive either. So say, okay,
Yeah.
let's take this for example. Say David Miscavige woke up one day like Ebenezer Scrooge and was like, oh my God, what did I do? Well, that's good. I think he probably can. I think everybody can change. If you're a narcissistic psychopath, I don't really know. I'm not a doctor, and I haven't I can't diagnose anybody. I don't know if he is or if he isn't, and I don't know if they can change. But there's let me say it this way. I think people can change. It doesn't mean that you have to give them a platform and you have to forgive them and you have to make them famous and give them money. No. I wouldn't trust the dude. I wouldn't trust the dude. And I'm learning, someone's past does sometimes make a difference. So, Meerkat Madness. I'm in no way suggesting Rabbit should not have shared the letter. She should, and it said to. She should, and it said to. I'm saying that sharing it before and without any context might not have been the best move. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Like, kind of like maybe like a teaser. Yeah, I could see that point. Fair enough. Yeah, because here we're talking about it and we haven't seen all the receipts yet. So I see what you're saying. And yeah. Pearl Snappy. Pearl Snappy. Thanks, y'all. I'm having a blast and it's like scream therapy for my past trauma. Sorry, Scientology. Hey,
no need to apologize.
I write silly lyrics and sing most of them to myself. I did do one short that's quite feisty, a little embarrassing, but yeah, we all have our ways of coping, right? All of our ways of coping. Scream therapy. You can scream at the screen when I'm on anytime you want. Yeah. Witness. If there actually is a case Miriam has brought, I'd say Render could not comment directly. A legal thing. So yeah, and
that could be.
And you know what? That could just be said, like no comment at this time. Calling people fleas and dogs and all that. I think that's one of the main issues. And yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's just turning it into a dirty fight, which we know isn't the way to go.
Yeah, I think Ben Franklin would be turning over his grave. You're like, no, that's not what I meant, guys. Wait a minute, guys. Wait. Amy Lee SP, not defending them, just reminding, but Mark, Claire, and Mike are all second gens too.
Yeah.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yep.
And you know what? They're second gems too, right? They've been abused by the cult. They've tried their best. They've done things, but there is a little bit of a comeuppance when you behave badly. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the old Scientology ways pop up. I'm sure that's was ingrained in them after a period of time, and they're stumbling over that still. It's something they got to keep working their way out of, and probably always will.
Yeah.
Sharona,
if they already told the FBI everything and weren't charged, then telling us is of no lawful consequence. So what consequence do they fear by open with the second gems questions and accusations? Yeah, I think things have been, and I don't know for sure. I haven't seen, black and white, but from what I've heard from some pretty reliable sources, Mike did take some I don't know if they call them flash drives or anything. There have been things that have been known that have not been necessarily divulged to people that probably should have known about it. So yeah, I don't know, but it's okay to ask questions. The thing is too, it's like when you ask a question, doesn't mean you're accusing of someone. You're just asking a question, and for people to say, well, you shouldn't be asking questions unless you know the answers.
That's bullshit.
That's
Why would you ask
stupid.
the question?
Right. You shouldn't be asking. You don't have receipts to ask that question.
Yeah, and if
Well,
it's
that's what I'm
rhetorical and you
asking.
know the answer, then that's almost offensive in itself.
Yeah. Like, don't ask questions unless you already seen the receipts and know the answers. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Should those files be made public? I don't know. I mean, some files have been like, it's kind of this like juicy, like, ooh, spy files. Ooh, here you go. And yeah, it hasn't been totally clear where they've come from. I've seen things kind of bits and pieces, and it's like, I don't know if same came from Mike or not. I'm not accusing. I'm just asking. That's it. I'm just asking because I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like, ooh, guys, I don't know. I'm just asking because I don't know the answer. So, but we'll see. Maybe. Lori plays. I doubt Rabbit would have shared the email prior to interviewing Miriam had it not been for the last paragraph. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And it's her right to share it. So if I had the files, should I release them all? You do you, girl. Go with your bad self. I'm not telling anybody what to do because guess what?
Oh, you'll be held accountable.
We're not a cult.
Yeah.
We're not a cult. That's why. That's all I have to say about that. And that's how I feel about that. Betsy Gar. Hey, Betsy. Comment. I would think that this letter from the aftermath would be against their own ethics policy. They should all resign. Well, yeah. I mean, isn't it against? They're not supposed to be. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe that's why they're just calling people names and not naming names, because anyone speaking out against Scientology, they're not supposed to be talking about. So they can just just call them names like Spokesholes. I'm reading from my title here: Spokesholes, Fleas, and Keyboard Warriors. Yeah, good. That's a good point. On ethics policy, they shall resign. Yeah, well, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not calling for anyone's resignation. I'm just calling for the truth. Yeah.
I mean, at least they get to defend themselves by saying that we're not able to disclose A, B, and C, and they were forced to use this method because, even though that won't buy back much credibility, but it might explain it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just read something about rabbit droppings. Okay, guys. I think we're on like over 2 hours.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, I looked up. Just look up AF 990. It's all right there for all to see. The policies, you mean? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's been cool talking to y'all.
Yeah.
And, this was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll be seeing you in the chats, and we'll see. I don't even know what today is. Today's
Thursday.
Today's Thursday already?
First.
Okay, so tomorrow I think I have 2 streams. Kelly and I are supposed to be doing something. I don't know what. We'll see. We had a plan, but plans change. Best plans of mice and men, right? And then tomorrow night, I believe I'm going to be doing an Ask an SP with blow drill Dylan. So I can't believe I can't remember his last name. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, you all know blow drill Dylan. So we'll be I'll be talking to him, and it should be a good day. Oh, hey, Leaving Scientology, thank you. Good post. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right, we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Thanks for being here.
Have a great day. Bye, everybody.